Welcome back, fight friends, to another episode of the Shout Out Fight Podcast. Look who we got in the house. In my opinion, former professional fighter, and in my opinion, and I guarantee there's more out there, one of the best trainers in Canada at the moment, Mr. Eric Rocha. Thank you very much, sir, for coming in today.
Thanks a lot. It's funny because these are often things I think about in my head. I was like, I want to be like the best, and then like hearing those sort of things, like I don't know, I appreciate it a lot. So I was like, damn, that's good
Well,
to
bro, since
hear.
we're on the topic, let's get into it. Why do you want to be the best trainer?
Yeah, I don't know. As a fighter, I got to like help build like my own career, and obviously there's people supporting throughout things, but like I did a lot of things just like through myself, and now I'm really big on like I want to give back. Like I'm really big on the fighters I train. I want them to go and achieve even like more than I ever achieved.
Sure, it's kind of a double-edged sword as a coach because you want that from your students, but at the same time, I don't want you to get better than me.
You know what? If they get better than me, good for them, man. If they can reach as far as they can, go for it, you know?
Well, and as I'm finding out as I turn into long turn into a middle-aged old man, it's going to happen. You don't have a choice. It's good.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Even when we look back at like older videos of like fights like amateur level or even some of the guys who were like pro back in the day, and you watch some of the old videos and you're like, this is kind of like an amateur event. Now the levels have gone like skyrocketed. So everyone's getting invested in the sport for sure.
Yeah, you bet. I used to, and again, way back in the day, I used to think of sort of like for my students or fighters who wanted to fight their first 5 fights, it's like just go see what it's about. You're in a washing machine. You're going to be crazy. They're going to be crazy. And then I don't know when, but all of a sudden now, like definitely now, but all of a sudden you started seeing people in their first and second fights looking like they've had 10 or 20, and you're like,
Yeah.
how do you do that? Yeah, you're right, man. It in my mind it happened quick. It probably didn't, but anyway. Mr. Rocha, I've known you so our first sort of meeting was in Mexico when you fought one championship. I don't know about
So,
anymore. Tuso Cruz.
yeah, yeah,
Very well aware of you guys before that. I know regardless, Canada is so big. There's an east scene, there's a
yeah,
west scene. It is what it is.
yeah.
And so I've known about you guys forever, but the first time meeting, now Chris McMillan was fighting that night too, but from what I recall from that fight, did you win that fight?
No, I lost on points, but it was a good fight. It's hard because back then there wasn't as much media and videos. Like
Right.
I'm sure you don't really even do you have video of Chris from that night?
Only what I
It
took
was
from my phone walking right behind him to the
yeah,
ring. Yeah.
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 But it was a good matchup. Obviously, he's a hometown guy out there, and he had a good fight. Got a lot of skills. I think I don't know, I got to fight some cool people in my lifetime,
Yeah,
and
for
he
sure.
he did really well. So,
Did you, again, I'm not trying to stir anything, but did you think you won that fight or did you know that you lost?
um, I thought that was close. I know he got a count on like round four or something with his
Okay.
boxing.
Hmm.
So maybe that's what kind of tilted it more towards his way.
I see.
Plus we're in Mexico.
That's right. That's right.
So, okay.
From what I recall, from what I saw of the fight, I didn't see the knockdown, but I thought you were winning or won that fight. But what I do remember about that fight is both of you had an immense amount of volume. There was a lot of back and forth in that fight.
Yeah, it was like a high output. That's why I was saying is to me is pretty close. Like we just kept going at it.
Yep.
I
Yep.
think by round four he landed a few good shots like with his I remember it was in boxing.
Yep.
Um and then they gave me a count on that one. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and that's hard to sway after a count per se, unless you're
Yeah.
convincingly winning. Awesome. Now where are you at? Where are you living? All that good stuff. Where are you training? Where are you creating badasses out of?
So I'm still in Mississauga. Like I've always kind of like been training out in Mississauga. I did a stint kind of around the pandemic where I ended up at Milton. I was
Hmm.
training out there. We ran into each other around that time because
That's right.
Calgary was still open. We had fights going on over there.
Right.
Um, my life has really took me back towards back to being closer to home. So I'm back in Mississauga. I was working HR for years. It's been like 10 years of working a corporate job. And most recently, I ended up leaving
Sorry,
that.
doing HR,
Yeah, isn't that
dude.
like,
Dude,
did you ever know that about me? I don't know.
Your ears and eyes must bleed when you think of the HR infractions in gyms.
Oh yeah, like they always joke like Eric, you could be HR here at the gym. And it's like I can't touch this.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I say crazy things, and there's other people who are even worse.
That's right. I have to write myself up.
Yeah,
Nice, nice.
but
Sorry, keep going, man.
yeah, I ended up like in the last like 2 3 months, I ended up leaving that work, and I'm just sort of focused on more so like even investing more into my training of clients and fighters. And I think like next chapter progressively is hopefully like my own gym is what I'm looking at.
Nice, good for you. Good for you.
Mm,
I know you know this as well as me, but a lot of fighters post fight careers struggle with life in general. Like they're an
yeah.
empty shell. That's who I was. What am I now? You know, and clearly it
Mm.
sounds like, and we'll discuss that. I know you had a small period of that, but um, it sounds like you have at least your feet on the ground, your head in the right place post fighting.
Yeah, I think it is hard because like you said, it's an identity for people. Like
Yeah,
I'm a fighter.
yeah,
And then when fighting is done, what's after that? And I think like I've always kind of thought I wanted my own sort of thing. So
mm,
it's definitely somewhere where I want to go. And I know not everyone's who was a previous fighter is necessarily a good coach,
right,
right? But
and
I
vice
think
versa.
I had some good like yeah, good mentors throughout my life and got to see what I liked, disliked, and try to adapt that to what I bring to my fighters.
Yeah. So are you born in Mississauga?
Yeah, yeah. So I guess like for anybody else, it's like close to Toronto
Sure,
in
sure.
Ontario. Yeah.
Let's be real. That's me. You have to talk to only because I've been out to Ontario a few times now. I didn't realize all these places are in driving distance. I had no idea where they were. Uh,
Yeah.
so how far is it? And again, might be a dumb question. So how far then is Milton to Mississauga?
Probably like 20, 30 minutes. Like if you're going really fast, like if I would be training in the morning, like back when I fought Kyle and Jake, I'd be like going there at like 5 a.m. zooming. No one's on the road, so
Right, right.
it's
See,
quick.
and that's where my ignorance comes in because my next question was going to be: so was it hard leaving your family and leaving everything behind to go live in this
Yeah.
strange place that's 30 minutes away? But obviously,
No,
it's just a
not
commute.
necessarily. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I
nice.
did I did leave like family and friends and everything when I went out to live in Thailand for a bit.
Right.
Um, but you know what's funny? People come and visit too. Like it's not like you miss everything. And then when you come back, for the most part, people are kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah, for
So
sure,
you
for
just
sure.
connect with everybody again.
Yeah,
So
that's right. You're the one that's out there doing different stuff, not necessarily
yeah.
everybody else. Yeah, for sure. Typical question I give everybody, man. Where did you find Muay Thai? How did Muay Thai come into your life?
Yeah.
Did this journey begin?
It was weird. I was kind of like I was in university and I was working at Shoppers Drug Mart back in the day,
Okay, shout out to
with the
shoppers.
pharmacy, and this one of the guys who deliver like the medicine to I guess like the senior citizens
Okay.
came in, and his sister was a part of a gym, like an owner,
Hmm.
and he's like, "You should come check out this gym." And I went to go check it out. And for me, I think there's a lot of people with this sort of story. It was a cool like fitness thing. It's
Hmm.
better than going to like a regular gym and lifting weights all the time.
Yeah,
Um, and it was fun. Like I started when I was like young. I did karate, so I come from like a karate background.
hmm.
So I always liked martial arts. Like, you watch like martial arts movies and stuff, and
I
then
still do, man. That's me.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
me. I'm a karate
it's
man at heart too. Believe me, I love all those
yeah.
movies, man.
So it was like a next thing, and around the time, like when I was in university, like UFC was a big thing. So like everyone was doing MMA. I was doing a bit of like jiu-jitsu and stuff too. Um, I like popped my knee one time doing jits, and I was like, "This is dangerous."
Let's stick to the
And
other one.
yeah, now it's the reverse. They think what I do is dangerous.
Right, right. Yeah, no kidding. Nice. How long? So where did you start training? Like where was your first gym?
Yeah, it was at I mean Evolution. It was Mafa, the gym I'm currently at,
Yeah.
but it was called Evolution Mafa back in the day.
Okay.
Um, and most recently in the last like maybe like I don't know 5 6 years, it's just Mafa now. So
Sure. Sure. I see. Man, that's a and again I've never been there, obviously very familiar with it, but for Moffat to be your first gym to walk into, man, that's the golden ticket a little bit. I mean, it could be a
yeah,
rec
it's
center, but
funny.
that's a hell of a gym.
I was saying to like fighter today. Um, Yusuf, he has a big fight coming up. He's going to be on a show in Michigan. Like Lordzilla's on the card. He's co-main event to Lordzilla, so
Damn.
he's been he's been training pretty hard. We were just talking about how I think sometimes like there's guys who have lots of skills, but maybe the stars don't align. Like
Mm,
I think I was lucky to end up at a good gym and find like a good trainer, and then things kind of work that way. And we
mm,
see this with like, I said to him like this happens to a lot of athletes. They just end up at the right space with the right coach, with right mentors. And sometimes you've seen guys who have like all the skills in the world, and maybe they don't reach it there.
yeah.
Like so, I
Sometimes
don't
it's
know. It
just
is a
luck.
little combination of things, right? Luck, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. For luck, quote unquote, for what it is. Right place at the right time, for sure. And so, how long were you training until, like you said, hey, fun, fitness, yay, I'm sweating. I don't have to count to 10 and lift up heavy objects over and over again. At what
Yeah.
point? At what point was it like, hey, man, I think, I want to like try competing here. When did that come in?
Hmm. I want to say it was still like a a year or two in. Like it's
Yeah,
so long ago now. I've been doing it for about 15 years or so.
right.
Um, I think the first wasn't serious. It was just kind of like something to do. I do before I go to classes,
Mhm.
and then you go start to like it more. You start to do like afternoons. I feel like afternoons always like that's when the fighters are rolling in and stuff too,
Right.
right? So you start sparring with some like the higher level guys, get beat up. I tell people all the time, and I'm sure you've seen this too. There's always that like back in the day when
Yeah.
it was like this. Like I was told like back in the day, people just used to beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
And that's how you got better, I guess,
That's
right?
right.
Like
Just keep showing up.
just keep showing up.
That's right. Yeah.
I
Um,
think now we try to be smarter or like have a program or something in place to build people up, right?
For sure. For sure. Yeah. I mean, especially with social media and rules and laws, I mean, you got to protect yourself, your fighter, your business, the promotion. It only makes sense.
Mm.
Um, when you had your first fight, was it you who was like, "Hey, man, I want to do this," or was it your coach who came to you and said, "Hey, you have any interest in going in the ring?"
Yeah. I was always the one who said I wanted to do things. Like even for as things progressed and I was doing well, I had fought on like a few like big tournaments down in the States because Canada didn't have as much, or especially Ontario didn't have as much of a fighting sort of atmosphere.
Yeah.
So we'd go down to the States a lot. I was doing like pretty good, and I remember telling my coach Gerald, being like, "I want to fight pro," and he's like, "You have to finish school first."
That's fair.
Um,
Fair.
yeah, yeah, and he's really big on like me finishing all of my schooling first, and then like I remember I finished university. I did it was like a post grad program for human resources, and then during that year, we had gone down to like Arizona to fight on. It was like Siam Fight Production back in the
Hmm,
day, and we fought out there. I fought a guy from Cali, and I won. And it just kept sort of like snowballing. Like everything got bigger and better from there, type thing.
sure. Uh, uh, how many fights deep were you when you went to Arizona to fight?
Um, it's hard to say because at one point we didn't have like fights. We had like in-house
Sure. Not counting
exhibitions and
those. Not
stuff.
counting
Yeah,
those.
yeah, yeah. Um, I don't know because I was going down to Buffalo. I had to fight some like low kick rule, like different rule sets and stuff where
Right.
some guys were wearing pants.
Bro, I've been in one of
Um,
those.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That was like my only draw in my lifetime. I was like, I'm pretty sure I beat this guy up for 3 rounds, and I still gave it to the other guy.
Oh yeah.
Um, I don't know. I want to say it wasn't. Maybe I was close to like 7 fights or so.
Okay. I
Yeah,
guess what I'm trying to say is it sounds like you went from a fairly quick upward trajectory to I think I want to do this to like you're fighting in Arizona
yeah,
and stuff. So was there not a lot of like well 7 fights in like once you started fighting was it back to back to back like let's fucking go here or like
yeah.
it sounds like that. Is that how it went?
There's a lot of back to back. There's a lot of tournaments.
Yeah.
We even talked about this. We were talking about it at the gym the other day. Like tournaments is a great way to like rack up some good experience. Like especially if you're in like a B or A class type thing, you're getting some good like quality guys, right?
Yeah.
Remember my first year at TBA, I did like A class, like the top level,
Mm.
and I had only had like a wish wash of a few fights and a few. Most of it was actually demo, like exhibition experience.
Okay.
Um, the first guy I fought, Brian, I had won against him, and it was cool. We both like you've probably seen this too. You build like relationships or friendships with sometimes with people that you fight,
You bet.
and like he ended up running like um shows out in Michigan, like for Rain Fight League, and I fought there twice. Both times I fought against guys from Ontario because there's no fights happening
Oh,
here.
of course, right.
Yeah, and
Right.
you'd go to the stateside to go fight, and especially fight no like no shin guard, like it was just glove elbow pad.
Jeez, man. Yeah.
Um, and because I had built that relationship with the guy, he'd always want to like bring me out. And I think I fought main event one time, and then the co-main on the second one. Both of them, I end up. And this sounds like awkward. Like I end up knocking out guys from Ontario.
Yeah,
So
sure.
it's just
Hey,
yeah,
we both signed up to go travel to fight, so it is what it is.
yeah. We all signed up soon.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Sounds like you were kind of not thrown, but it sounds like you were put in the fire and put into tests pretty much right away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's all right,
I
man.
think like I joke about it sometimes. Like I just wanted experience. Like we wouldn't even hesitate to sort of say like yes or no to things. We just wanted to like let's go out there. And
Yeah.
I try to like I know everyone's a little more big on like I want to protect my record.
Yes.
Um, but I just want people like at the end of the day, a few years from now, like people don't really care much about a record. They want to know about like your experience, what you did in your life, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. And I just had Sandra Bastian on the podcast a few ago, and we were talking about that a little bit. Like that's cool. You have all these wins. More importantly, who did you fight?
did you
Like
fight? Yeah.
you could have all these losses. Who cares? Who did you fight? Right?
Yeah.
Like that in at least in Muay Thai, I get boxing. Boxing's ridiculous with it. MMA can kind of be that, but Muay Thai is one of those sports where it's about the journey instead of the fight destination itself.
Mhm.
Sorry, man. I just recognize my hands are just trashed. Just
It
Jesus.
makes good for good camera angle.
Man, I got to get surgery on my pinky, and then I almost lobbed off the end of my finger on the weekend camping with a hatchet. So
Catch it. Yeah.
well done, Jason. Um, so at what point did fighting like it sounds like it got serious pretty quick, but at what point did it become serious for you? Like, hey man, like I'm a fighter. This is what I do. Maybe I do HR and do those other stuff, but when did this become a real situation for you? Like, this is what I do.
I want to say it was like 20, 26, 25 or so. I was finishing up university in my career as an HR person.
Right?
They weren't a fan of me being a fighter. Like
They
that
were
was
so-
my very much my identity. Like HR would be the daytime, cover my bills, pay for stuff, pay back my schooling. Um, but I couldn't like stop thinking about the gym. Like I'd be there in the morning, I'd be there after work type thing.
right.
So very much I think like it became like an identity. Um, actually like I just think about in HR them not being a big like fan. You work for a company, reasonably they don't want you to come
Of
work with
course.
like black eyes, cuts in your face or
Sure.
anything.
Yeah.
Um, there'd be times like where I'd be fighting like on, for example, the lion fight, which was back in the day was like a huge thing
Yeah.
for like North America to fight on lion fight. Um, I didn't even tell anybody at work where I was going or whatever. I booked off like say like the Friday. I flew out the Thursday night, weighed in, knocked some guy out on the weekend, went back to work on the Monday, and the work place where I was working was predominantly females.
Mm.
But there was like this guy from IT. He caught me in like the lunchroom. He's like, "Did I just watch you knock some guy out on the weekend?" And I was like, "Yeah, that was me, man."
Shh.
Yeah, but it was a interesting life for sure.
Could you imagine being like somebody, just a regular office guy? Hey, Eric, my HR friend, and then you're watching TV, like, what the fuck? Like, is
Yeah,
that really you? Like,
yeah.
imagine being a normal person seeing that and then like seeing you in the office. Like, who are you? Some kind of secret
Oh
ninja?
yeah. Sometimes I'd have like glasses on. They'd call me like he's like Clark Kent. He's a different two different people.
Perfect. Um, was there any situation where you had a fight where your job was like, "Hey, man, we don't like how you're looking today"? Like,
Yeah.
was there ever a situation?
I can't for sure there's a situation. I can't remember which fight it was specifically. It might have been this time I fought out in Washington, DC, because I remember I had not as big of a beard and I had like a cut in my like lip down here and a black eye.
Mm.
And often I would try to like, cover things up with some makeup. You put the glasses on, the frames kind of maybe cut off some of the
Sure,
bruising.
sure,
Uh, but yeah, they were just like, you can't come into work looking like this. It's not very professional.
sure.
So I
I
get
know
it.
that.
It's
I'm
part of
HR.
life.
I already know.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
I
already
know
know.
I shouldn't come like this. So
um, so at what point would like I know you went to Thailand and maybe you can fill in a time thing there for me, but at what point did you decide like or maybe not decide, but in my mind like this isn't working, this HR thing isn't working. I want to pursue more. At what point was it like, hey, I'm going to pursue Muay Thai a little further? Like for example, moving to Thailand.
yeah. I think like I had done a trip earlier in my like life or career. I went away for maybe a month out to Thailand. I remember I landed in Bangkok thinking I'm gonna stay here for a month. And like 3, 4 days in, I was like, I hate this place. Like it's just too crazy over here.
It is, man.
Um, and I was staying at like a pretty good gym, Sit Pinong back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it was good training. It's just like, what else am I doing around here? Especially your first trip, like so we went out to Koh Samui.
Hmm.
We're at the Lamai WMC gym where like
Yeah, I've
Haggerty
been
and those
there.
guys are training at now.
Yeah, yeah.
Then we went over to Phuket. So it was a little more of like a vacation trip.
Yep.
I went back to work, and I think as years went by, you're fighting professionally, you're working. I'm just thinking like I'm getting older. If I don't go like all in type thing, when am I gonna do it? Like that's sort of like I don't want to regret life later on
Yeah.
type thing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure lots of people get this because some people don't have the balls
Right.
and go for it type thing, right?
Yes.
Um, so
Very
I
true.
left everything. I think it was like I was like 27, 28 or so. Um, and I went over there and I stayed there for a year. Um, and it started out in Phuket because I met like there's a Jim Singh Patong down in Phuket.
Yep.
Num Noy, his wife is Canadian and she's actually from like Mississauga. So he was visiting one day
No way.
and I saw on social media, there's a power of social media. I DM'd him and he came by the gym. We did a private. That weekend he did a whole seminar at the gym
Huh.
and he said, come out to Phuket and like I'll sponsor you type thing. So I was a sponsored athlete. I just had to pay for like my own stay and stuff or whatever, but I
Sure.
trained at the gym. Um, Things were getting better. Like I was doing better and better on like the Phuket scene, and they wanted me to go fight in Bangkok.
Hmm.
Um, at the time I was in a relationship and my partner was there with me, and I was like, I don't want her to have to come to or like travel and there's a whole bunch
Yes.
of logistical stuff. So I ended up moving to Bangkok. So I stayed in Bangkok, and then that's when I fell in love with Bangkok. So I don't if I ever go back now, I love going to Bangkok.
Is that right, eh?
Whereas when I first ever went, I was like, this place is garbage. Like,
Stinks.
but I
There's too
love
many
it now.
people. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, great people, so much cheaper.
Hmm.
It's just a fun time. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, nice. And along with that too, and fighters have to be selfish. Like you're chasing, for the most part, you're chasing something that only a few really understand, and those few are also probably in the same, circle fighting.
yeah,
So yeah, and I'm sure I would be the same if I had a girlfriend or wife. Like I love you to death, and it has nothing to do with you, and has everything to do with me. I can't think about you right now. Like
yeah,
I need to do this and just like laser focus on it. You know,
yeah.
and you hear that a lot of relationships, for that reason, sometimes don't work out.
Mhm.
Um, what did you notice when you first went to Thailand, whether it was the first month or within that year, that like what were the differences immediately that you noticed between training at home and training in Thailand?
Um, because with the training there is like that's their life.
Yeah,
You wake up in the morning, you train, you get to rest throughout the day, go back to training. Um, so there's definitely more focused, and I think like um, there's more like-minded people. Um, they're all sort of people who also want to fight.
gotcha.
Um, I find actually I happen to have a good team right now
Clearly,
of like hungry athletes, right? Like that helps, right?
yeah.
You just happen to get those right group of guys together and girls who just want it, right?
Hmm.
It helps push you, it helps everyone elevate, and I think that's a big thing in Thailand. There's more people that want to elevate and grow together type thing.
Mm.
Um, Whereas here, some people got to work a job, got to go
Sure.
do like whatever test today.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a little different, right?
Yeah. If you have 100 people in the gym, only three want to fight and only two are
Yeah.
really serious about it. Like,
Uh-huh.
yeah, it's a pastime here, and real life has to come first. But in that sense, over there, I mean, that is their life, like you said. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
was there any point training over there? You were getting homesick?
They're like the first few months are always like I think like hard.
Sure.
Like you're like, oh man, I miss stuff. Um, I think the power of social media now and like phones and everything, you just like FaceTime,
Yeah.
call up people. I stayed out in towards the end of my career, I did like a month out in Malaysia and stuff, and like I was like,
Mhm.
oh, this is easy. I've been way longer than this, so I just like call people back home when I had time and stuff. So
Yeah. Nice. Nice. And on that same, I guess, subject, was there any part in there where you were like, bro, this is hard. I don't know if I can do this. Did
yeah.
that enter you at all?
I talk about that with people like it's some days I think the trainers are trying to kill you, right?
Sure.
And I joke with I've even gone out recently with other fighters to Thailand and once they find out you're a fighter they push and invest into you a little more.
Right.
Me, I just tell them like, oh, I relax, like I'm done fighting. Even though they can see like I have technique, they'll try to push, but um some of the fighters like they'd get like a trainer would be a little more on them, and they'd be like, "This is exhausting, Eric. Like everyone's going home, and this guy's making me stay behind."
Yeah. What did I
And I
do?
was like, I've been there, and it's like on those days, I remember like I'd be walking home, I kind of live further away from the gym, in Bangkok, and I'd be like, I could just jump out into traffic, and I never have to train again right now.
Yeah, that's how you know it's a good sesh, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice, man. Nice. Um, so when you were in Thailand, you were already maybe thinking about not fighting,
Um,
like you said, like you're done. Like, did I hear that right?
yeah. So, I'm not fighting anymore. I haven't fought probably in 2, 3 years or so now.
Hmm.
Um, I think so. My last sort of fight was I fought at Raja, Cameroon,
Yep.
after my Malaysia fight. So I fought in Malaysia, and it was funny. I even had a conversation with the trainer there because he's like, "We could get you a fight on like one Lupini," and I was like, "Nah, man, I'm done fighting. I
Yeah.
I just want to do this one, and I'm just going to chill."
Yeah.
And then I went to Thailand, like that same trip towards the end before I flew back to Canada. I was like, I'm already out here. Might as well go see like my old friends and trainers out here. And they're like, do one more. And they convinced me to do one
Okay.
more. It's more like the story. And even now, honestly, everyone gets that itch, I guess, like
Sure.
of like one more, one more.
Sure.
But I don't know, even with Kieran out at when I visited in Calgary, because I still take guys over there, he'll be like, one more, because like I'm pretty content with my decision.
Sure. Sure.
I
I
did a
could I
lot.
could see him
Yeah,
bugging you every opportunity.
for sure.
Nice. Now you told so when you came, you were in Calgary, and we had a little session, whatever, there, and got to meet up finally for the first time. But you told me a story that I never let go of, and in my opinion, it was I got to watch. Once you told this story, I got to watch the continued growth of your fight career, and which made me a fan because of what you explained. I don't want to explain it. I want you to. But you had a big fight. I can't remember if it was Muay Thai Grand Prix in the UK or somewhere in the US where you had a very seasoned opponent and things really didn't go your way that fight. And from when you talk to me, it sounds like it transformed who you are. I'm wondering if you can kind of go through that fight and what happened and coming out of that situation.
I'm gonna assume it was when I was talking about my fight in Muay Thai Grand Prix down in I was fighting in London, like England.
I'm sure
And
that's what it was. Do you remember the guy's name?
yeah. Michael Pham. I
That's
remember his
exactly who
name.
I'm talking about.
Michael Pham.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I had just won on Lion Fight is a deal with because Lion Fight was partnered
Hold
with
on.
them.
Wait. So is that the
Okay.
lion fight? The lion fight? You know, the knockout one?
Oh, the Lion Fight, yeah, the one I knocked the guy out who
That
he's like mouthing off with me in
yeah. Hold on. So that was before Michael Pham?
yeah, that was before Michael Pham.
Bro, let's talk about that first.
Okay,
Lion
okay.
fight, man. So I remember watching that fight live, and man, you could tell that when when the fight started, you knocked him down, but you could tell that there was some extra energy, like fuck yeah, like you
Yeah,
really were satisfied with that. What happened there, man? What between you
yeah.
guys to create that animosity?
We were so this was like weird for me because I hadn't experienced this before.
Of course, you're
Um,
HR.
but like it was one of those like not everyone gets heated at the weigh-ins type
Right.
thing, right?
Yep.
But like one I think he was over by a little bit or whatever, and then they came back and we did the whole like media weigh-in where it's like everyone is at the casino lining up and he did a whole like he was mouthing off since getting up on the stage and we got like kind of really close together
All right.
and I was like, I can't wait to freaking hit this guy. Um, and sure enough, he comes running in. I remember being in the back room warming up, and it was like these little 8-ounce Fairtex gloves. I'm like hitting the pads. I was like, yo, the pads are hot. Like,
Right.
go a little lighter. Like the gloves are so small. And yeah, he came over and I hit him with the right hand and he went down. And I tried, there's a clip I try to kick him in the head and I end up doing like a 360.
Right. Right. Yeah.
But it was really satisfying. Obviously getting that knockdown, and then eventually I hit him with an elbow was the last like knockdown. It was 3 down in that round,
Right.
and Dan Murgado was the referee. He waved it off. And I got like a I think it's a cool picture. Apparently, someone recently said I look like a dick, but I have like this picture of me like standing out with my arms while
Beautiful.
he's like
Love it, bro.
on the floor, right? And I was like, you
You,
guys don't know the story. Like it's an epic photo.
you know who called you a dick in that photo? Probably the guy on the ground.
Like, oh, that guy 1000% did because he messaged like I see Walt out in go to a lot of like New York fights like on the Warrior Cup or Freedom sort of side. Um and Walt's always a photographer out there and he always talk about how like that guy who I knocked down like was DMing him like crazy stuff like being like and like he's like I'll give you the finger next time I see you. Like I was like what's wrong with this kid?
No kidding.
He's an interesting character for sure.
You get to live in his head rent free. And and
Yeah,
and
yeah.
by the way, instead of doing DMs, let me do you a favor. Come in on weight. Don't talk
Yeah.
shit. And then none of that has to happen. You don't have to be
Yeah.
featured with someone's arms over top of you. You know,
Yeah.
like buddy, you earned that. No disrespect, but even from my own guy, if my own guy was doing that, I hope to see that same picture with you on the canvas. You know, like you can't be doing that. How was that win? Like, so that ended round one
Yeah, that was
right
round one.
away. Yeah.
Yeah.
How was just the win? How did you feel about that?
No, I felt like that fight, I felt so good. Like that was a big show back in the day.
Yeah.
Um, so that win was a big win. And then right after that, I actually fought for this belt that's in the back here.
What do we got there?
It's a Warrior Cup. So I fought
Oh,
for
nice.
their in the pro title,
Beauty.
against a guy from I think he was like Tunisia or something. He trained at FA Group a lot and he was training with like Anjan Topic, like their
Oh,
gym
yeah.
out
Yeah.
in New Jersey.
Jersey. Yeah.
So everyone's like, oh, he's gonna clinch you up. And I ended up like putting a hole in his head with an elbow.
Nice.
And then I won that title, so I felt like $1 million, you know, like I was like, oh, I just knocked the guy out online. I just won like the Warrior Cup title. And that leads to the story that you were saying.
Yeah.
Like I
Sorry.
flew out to London. I think it's a good segue.
Agreed.
Um, and I fought Michael Pham on that show. I fought at like 147, which to me was like heavier back then.
Mm.
Um, Towards the end of my career, I was fighting like 147, but typically I was fighting sort of lower, like that 142, 139-ish
Right.
area. Um, Still did it. He's a big guy, lots of experience. I remember he hit me with we had each other in the clinch. He pushed off and then hit me with a head kick.
Yeah.
I went down, and this is like notorious. I have like maybe two, three fights like this. I spring up like let's go, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm still out of it, and then he hits me with this highlight reel spinning elbow.
Yeah.
Um, that went viral because that was
Yeah.
like a time where like Instagram was like booming, right?
Yeah.
And I remember being in the hotel that night and just like opening up my phone and being like seeing my face everywhere, like going viral.
Sure.
Like this freaking sucks.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that's also this is probably the combo I had with you. What made me invest a little more, you know? It's like these guys are doing this every day. And like, why the fuck aren't I doing it every day?
Mm.
So I think that's what really kind of nudged me to go out to Thailand and invest in it more.
Yeah. So, and it sucks that it happens. It's great when you're the guy with your arms raised and the other guy's on
Oh,
the
for sure.
floor. Not so good on the other side. But was that well, like kind of like you're talking about with your job? Like, man, I got this job. I can't be looking like this. All I can think about is fighting. Was that sort of the time where it was like, you know what? Like, I'm sorry, job, but
Yeah,
this is where I'm gonna go.
I mean that's what it was. It was like,
Yeah.
why not do what everyone else is doing and invest in it more, right?
Yeah.
It's hard because like I don't know, I talk about like with people, you said when you win you feel like $1 million. And when you lose, it's like you're like the scum of the earth. It's a very
Right.
toxic relationship with Muay Thai.
Good call. Toxic
Yeah.
relationship. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I was just kind of like, I'm gonna invest more into it. And I did see a lot of benefits, like even being out there and getting that experience, and I bring that experience even back to here, how I train here, how I train athletes here as well. Try to be smarter and more intense about everything, I guess.
Sure. Sure. And I do want to talk about coaching and making that transition out, but
Yeah.
um, and then so I know it's probably some muddiness in there, but then comes the Muay Thai World Cup, and you have a hellish fight with Kyle Messenger.
With Kyle Messenger,
Can I
hey.
can I explain to you as a fight fan? So first of all, I've been so by this point I've been a big fan of you for a while, and Kyle. I like Kyle; he's my friend. But as a fight fan, I know it doesn't sound fun, but as a fight fan, one of my favorite parts is when you're in between rounds and both guys look like they would rather be fucking anywhere else than what they're doing right now. And that was
That
both
was a crazy one, right? That
man.
the cardio on that one, I remember like
Woo.
watching it back, and be like that was from round one to round five,
No
going.
steps backwards, man.
Yeah.
That was intense. How was that fight just overall? Looking back on that fight, was that one of your hardest fights or just what was it like being in there with Kyle?
It was really like it was a hard fight. Kyle was heavy. I remember he had cut like literally he cut a lot of weight for that one, but he felt strong. Like when he pinched me up, I'd be like, damn, people usually aren't this heavy on me.
I hear that a lot, and heavy's a good
Yeah,
term. Yeah, like he
yeah,
doesn't look like he should just not weight wise, but just be that heavy feeling. Yeah, good call.
yeah,
I hear that a
yeah.
lot.
I know like before that fight, he like his other big win before that was he fought in London as well, or in
Yeah, a big
right,
win
and he
against
won.
Salah Khalifa, I
He,
think.
yeah, and I think he just went to all the way through type of thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, but I had also came back, um, and then been training throughout the pandemic and be like, yeah, my clinch is pretty good, so I wasn't like stressing,
right.
but he was strong. He was freaking strong.
Yeah,
Um, I want to say a big thing for me on that fight, and I talk about it to this day with like people that I'm teaching. Um, I don't know if you remember, but I was landing some crazy low kicks. Like I'd be like, wow, wow, and
you bet.
everything ends with a low kick on that fight, especially in the later rounds. And I think it's a big thing for me and my fighting style. It depends on who I'm teaching. Like I was like, if you can be fucking dead at the end of every round, but you can still keep landing your kicks. Maybe that'll give you that little edge. It
Yep,
might slow the other guy. You're chopping him down, and maybe like you can build momentum off of that. And I
yep,
think that was a big thing I tried throughout that fight. Reflecting back on things, I just remember like hands low, hands low.
yep, yep.
Um,
For sure,
and
man.
Kyle was throwing back some friggin' low kicks too. Like it
He's got a
was,
hard kick too, man. He can kick
yeah,
too.
he's got a hard kick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. I can't remember who won that fight. Was that you or Kyle?
That one was I won that fight.
Yeah, nice. Um, uh, how long did that take to recover from that fight?
They it's hard to always when you win and recover, like recovery comes back, you're like you
Yeah,
feel like a
yeah.
million bucks.
Seem to recover a little quicker when you win.
Yeah. Even there was this one fight we did. This guy Justin Grant from he's
Oh
actually from
yeah,
Ontario, chopping me down, and I have pretty big legs.
the
But
biggest
this
bro.
guy, Justin also has big legs,
Yep,
and he's just a shorter build. I'm just like
yep.
a taller, have big leg. He was chopping up my leg, and um, it was kind of cool. We brought a group of like five fighters to the States, and he was chopping my leg, and I just happened to round four kick him in the head, went down, and I got the win that night.
Hmm.
Um, you feel like $1 million. We all went out, partied, holy shit, my leg was beat the next day.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
remember just hobbling around everywhere. But it's like I won. So
Yeah.
a little more
Yeah.
enthusiasm
Yeah.
behind it.
What happened? You're like, I was in a Muay Thai fight, but I won. But I
Yeah,
won.
but I won.
Yeah. Nice, nice. Um, and then you got a fight with Jake. You had a fight with Jake Peacock. Now I can tell you by this point that I know. I listen. I was impressed with his finish. I mean, I'm sorry it was against you,
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
but I admit by that point, commentating, I was a fan of you enough and liked you. I mean, man, in between fights, sometimes we'd have a drink. And I like Jake that it I had a hard time seeing you in that situation. I wasn't
Yeah.
comfortable. Um, anyway, what was it like being in there with Jake?
Yeah. Um, Jake and I had already we were matched up earlier, and then my first I had some like stuff that happened with like medicals that I had to take care of.
Right.
Then we got rematched up like later. Um, but I didn't. We had been talking through socials and stuff even before we ever matched together.
Okay.
Like, so me and Jake were always cool. Like even I remember when I couldn't fight him, I was still in town because we had another guy fighting Duvall
Oh yeah.
on the card out there. He's like, "Hey man, hope everything gets better." Like he's like cool about it.
Yeah. Nice.
And I don't know, even going into it, we were like cool with the fight, but like obviously on game day,
Different story.
it's trying to kill each other, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Um, and I guess on that night, I was obviously the one being killed, I guess.
Sure.
Like you
Yeah.
said, it wasn't this is part of the sport, right?
Yep. That's right.
I do tell people like like I think a lot of people try to like and we've seen this try to discount Jake because of like he has one arm, right?
Mhm,
But
mhm.
like this guy after I fought him, I was like he's gonna be like there's been a few guys that I fought that I was like this guy's gonna be like superstar. And for sure Jake was one of those type of guys, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. By this point, if you've been around here, I mean, you forget about that he's missing half his right arm. It doesn't really.
Yeah, yeah.
He uses it. Um, was there anything in particular in the fight that you were feeling that you recognize that was like, holy shit, this is not what I expected, or during the fight that let you know that, man, this guy might be going places? Is there anything like during the fight that caught you off guard?
During the fight that got me off guard, and if you ever watch, I think I tried poker face it the whole time, but he kept freaking toe stabbing me, and I was like, I never been toe stabbed by somebody before
Right.
until
Right.
freaking Jake starts toe stabbing me. I was like, fuck this guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but it wasn't just that. I think like I don't know. I like to believe in this is just in some of the ways that he talks about things. It's like he has this belief that he's gonna
Yeah.
do great things, you know. And I tell people all the time, like, Jake is humble about it. I met, Nico Carrillo,
You bet.
on one championship. Yeah, he was in Phuket at one point, and I was like, this guy kind of rose me the wrong way because he has that belief also.
Right.
But sometimes that belief is people's superpower. Like,
Yep.
I'm fucking shit, and I'm gonna go places, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
And we hear it all the time. People say it, but you can tell when there's the few that actually believe what they're saying. They're not trying to convince themselves or anyone else. They
yeah,
genuinely are there. Like you said, it's a superpower. Good call.
yeah, yeah.
Um, how long did that take? So I explained it on maybe an early podcast that like, so you got caught with an elbow at the end. Bro, just the way that cut looked on your temple, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I still have it. It's like a star, like an X on the
Exactly.
side of my head.
Yeah, yeah. Was there any post fight issues with that? Concussion symptoms or anything like that?
I didn't have like concussion symptoms. Obviously, at the time, Romel Milton had said like, "Yo, you're chilling from training." I was eager. I was like, "I want to come back,"
Yeah,
but like he kept me out of the gym. Um, so I did take care and like took time to like. There's also I think I do this with the athletes too. Is like sometimes you just need to win, lose, take some time, just reflect on things. You know,
yeah,
like if you do this every day and no breaks you might start to resent it at some point. I've been there at some points, right?
sure. And your body will too. You're burning the wick at
Yeah,
both ends.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for
So
sure.
I did, and I think like my coaches to try to take care of myself. So, and I try to bring that back to even like our fighters. Sure, sometimes crazy things happen. One guy, they fought on like the Sunday at my show, and then the Saturday at another show. Because now I'm doing some promotion as well.
Right, right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, man. Look at you, man of many hats in the Muay Thai world, eh?
Yeah.
At what point? So how many fights did you have after that Jake fight?
Mm, They so I ended my Jake was near the end. I did
Yeah.
two other fights after Jake, so I must have been up in the 50s already.
Yeah. Okay.
50
Holy
fights,
Jesus.
yeah. Yeah.
Sorry. So how many fights have you had?
I had looked just the other day, it was about like 56 or so.
Dude, that's a lot for a Canadian.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Uh,
Do you recall your record overall?
um, Not overall. But I just remember looking because someone had asked me a similar question. I was like, I know it's somewhere in the 50s.
Good,
It's like
man.
mid 50s, yeah.
Good for you.
A lot of them were like because we'd have to travel, we'd go down to like remember one year I did TBA, WK, and I was signed up for IKF out in Florida. I
Okay.
remember I didn't go to IKF because I was so burnt out from doing so many fights.
Right.
And it would have been a cool year. Asa 10 Pow was in my bracket too.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, but I didn't get that chance there.
Sure. Sure. Um, when you were fighting Jake, were you still all the way in on this, or by then were you kind of already possibly looking like, man, I got a few left? Like, were you almost? Did you know you were getting near the end by that point?
I knew I was getting closer to the end. I think at the time that didn't really it wasn't like a huge thing on my mind.
Yeah.
Because there was the WBC title
Sure.
and like who's number one in Canada, right? So there was a big like chase there for I was like, I want to be at least like known as number one.
Right.
And it really pushed me to train hard for the fight for sure.
Nice. Nice. Okay. So I think you mentioned this earlier, but when you had your last fight, you knew that was the last one.
Yeah, I honestly sometimes I think back like maybe I shouldn't have even done that one.
Mm. Mm.
The one in Malaysia, I fought on it was like a Rantap show
Yep.
where like Johan is from that gym as well. He's a
But I'm
world
sorry to
championship
interrupt. By
player.
by the way, it was you talking to you that said, "Hey, there's a kid that trains over there. You got to watch out for this guy." And bam, there he is. Joe
Right?
was all over the
Yeah.
place now,
Yeah.
man.
Now he's all over.
Yeah, good call. Thanks,
Yeah.
buddy.
Um, I don't know, cool life experiences. Like we said, sometimes the stars align. You just end up in even his last fight at one championship. I was in Bangkok recently,
Hmm.
and I met up with his like family, and we watched the fight and everything. I chilled with all of them because I've been with them in Malaysia before, so
Right,
it
right.
was a cool
Yeah,
trip.
nice. Um, like, and again, I didn't have no 50 fights, no titles, nothing like that. But I knew it was the last one for me when I, I remember getting into the ring and looking at my opponent. He was just mean mugging me, and I remember just thinking like, man, this guy looks pissed off. And I remember the bell ringing and just taking a deep breath and being like, well, here we go. Like,
Yeah,
it was right at the beginning of round one. I'm like, yeah, I think this is going to be the last one. I
yeah.
think I'm down here. Um, so when you were done, like, I'm sorry, maybe you have to reiterate this. Did you know, like, or even after the fight, was it that was my last, or was it, I don't know, we'll see what happens, and then it just kind of fizzled out.
No, like so Malaysia, I won,
Yep.
and then I went over to Bangkok, and they're like, just one more. And the big push for me was like I had already fought Lupini when I was in like living out in Bangkok,
Hmm.
and they're like just one more to fight at Rajadamnern, and I was like, you know what? It's cool to fight at both of
True.
them. So I did the fight, I lost on points, but it's kind of like ah, it's fine. It's
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm like done.
Yeah.
Like I already knew
Okay.
like
Yeah.
I was like I've done it a lot. Like for Ontario and like Canada, I was like I did a lot. I
Yep.
did. So I was content with my decision type thing.
Yeah. Nice. And so were you immediately looking to the transition to coach, or was it back to work, or what came of that last fight?
I think coaching had always been like kind of a part of even as like I guess like the senior fighter
Yep.
at the gym,
Yep.
you kind of take on that role of like helping out the younger athletes. Um, I think that had always been a thing throughout my career.
Hmm.
Um, so it was an easy transition. Like I had just kind of like told myself I was going to be. I remember saying I'm moving back to just being in Mississauga, working in Mississauga, training in Mississauga, and I just kind of invested with my old coach Gerald to be like, hey, I want to like help work the team here and stuff. And that year was pretty. I guess things lined up pretty good. The team was getting ready for TBA. TBA is like a big
The best.
tournament. Yeah, yeah.
Great term.
Um, and we took a big team. It was cool. We had like some three guys who were we call them the OGs. They competed in like the seniors division, the master class,
Okay,
whatever
okay,
at the
gotcha. Yeah.
TBA. We always call them the OGs because they were like before my time and everything. They just kind of got back to training and they're like, we're gonna come back for one more
Nice.
tournament.
All right.
So the gym was like super invested and I invested hard on it. And we did well that year. I think we brought home like 10 titles back home.
Damn.
And some of them
Wow.
were
Okay.
A class guys. Like, and I think if you're winning A class at TBA, it's pretty big deal, right?
Yes. Yeah. 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 If you're winning A class at the TBAs, we'll see you in the pro circuit.
Yeah, yeah. I remember like seeing Luke Leslie like head kick some guy and
Yep.
boom, now one championship. I think was it even like Chris and Ben had their TBA, right?
Yep.
Like they fought at TBA, and like
Yep.
both those guys went really far,
Yep.
and that was A class, right?
That's
So
right. Yeah. Yeah. You're definitely going to make a trip there, A class, usually before we see it. Anyway, you're right. I remember seeing like Luke Leesey in the back crushing pads and like everybody was like, who the hell's doing that? And you just see this kid wearing a shirt that's all ripped up and big hair. Then you
big
watch him
hair,
do
yeah,
work. Holy shit. Um, talking about coaching now, first, before we talk about, the fighters you're looking after and traveling and all that stuff, I don't know. How old are you?
35 now.
35. Okay. I'm 43. I feel like I'm 109. But dude, my body is destroyed from holding pads. How the
Yeah,
hell are you keeping your body in shape for that?
yeah. I do like it's funny. Someone the other day at the gym was like there's a guy I was training and we were training and then he finished he's like, I'm surprised you're not like 100 pounds, the amount of like effort you put in,
Yeah,
because like
man.
I'll be drenched.
Sure.
I don't know. I do go see like I have friends who do massage or stretch therapy just to obviously take care of the body. I did a lot better job as a fighter taking care of my body.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I gotta remember to do a little more as a coach. Um,
I
and
should
I
take
guess
that
it's like
advice.
variation. I'm sure you've seen this too. Is like we all, even in Thailand, people experience like the trainers get tired too. You
Yeah.
know, it's like
They got their
sometimes
arms
maybe,
wrapped up in six
yeah,
towels and
yeah.
yeah.
It's like, oh, we're gonna do a little more back type stuff today and blah blah blah. Like or partner work with other people and stuff. But for sure, smashing pads, you feel it
Yeah, man. God,
all
my
the
shoulders,
time.
my
Yeah.
elbows, just my neck, I'm destroyed. Like
Uh,
holding 5 rounds for somebody. And I'm like, okay, I need a week off. God, I'm beat
yeah.
up. But I don't know if it works this way, but how many fighters are you kind of responsible for training? Like all of them?
Yeah. Not all of them. It's actually kind of cool. We came up with this system sort of recently. We have sort of like a feeder league
Sure.
of like this guy a guy member at our gym, Saxon, he runs like sort of the guys who want to get experience in fighting, right? So they even train side by side with us on like Sundays. Most of the guys that I work with are in the ring. Those guys are on the mats, and sometimes we do like blended where everyone
Sure.
kind of works together. And so
Very
we
much,
say,
very
"Are
much like a
we?
Thai camp, right?
Yeah, are we integrating today?" And then we'll
Right.
do it all together, right? Um, Throughout the week, it's usually like I working with about it's smaller because I find during the summer it's gone down a little bit. People get
For,
busy with stuff or go on vacations,
for
work and
sure.
stuff.
Yeah.
So I think I've consistently had about 6 guys, but it's a bigger team. It's probably like 12 or so.
Wow.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
How do you find the time
Um,
to work with all these people?
so I tell them I'm not a mind reader. You have to connect with me on your schedule.
Right.
Um, a lot of it is it'll be like partner work, and then if you get like a big fight or a fight in general, then you get more consistent one-on-one pads,
Yeah.
or they're doing pad work together with each other or partner drills, right? When I was out in Calgary working with Kieran a few times, like I saw that he does a lot of drilling. It's like this is a great way of like not having to strap on pads and then hold and then
Yeah.
change. That eats into time, right? Whereas
Yes.
like maybe you're punching to a glove or you're defending a kick defense and stuff, right? So
Yep.
I find it's good practical use for people.
Yep. For sure. Yep. I agree. Um, how about traveling. Like so if you got that many fighters, you know, one guy fights that weekend, somebody else fights over there, she fights 3 weeks later, but regardless, you are there for everyone.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like it does get busy.
yeah, for sure. Do
I
you
think we were supposed to last week. We were
yes,
going to connect, and then I was like, I'm actually going to go away to. I was at BKFC like
right.
on the weekend type thing.
How was that,
I don't
bro?
know.
BKFC, what's going on there?
It is a different sport, I tell you.
A lot of neck tattoos and mohawks.
Yeah, yeah. So the first ever, I've been to three now.
Okay.
The first one I ever went to, I was like, this is different. Like even the backroom environment is different.
What is it? Is it just more like raw?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't I like different. Even like I guess like the characters, like
Right. Right.
they're right. I find a lot of them are like ex-MMA kind of guys, or like retired, or getting closer to retirement, didn't make it pro boxing,
Mm.
or it's a good. If you want to make money, you can make some good money off of it.
It's got some legs.
Um,
It's kind of popular.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's gotten huge. I think they said it was like 3.3 million viewers, like on the last one or
Wow.
something. I was like, so it's a platform for sure, and they do love socials. Like our guy Adam, uh, he got a knockout on the weekend, and like I think he's
Right.
featured on like an ad and everything too, like through
Wow.
through through them. Yeah,
Huh. Crazy. Is that something you
the
want to keep
States
doing?
was what were you gonna say?
Is that something you want to keep doing, training fighters for BKFC?
Not really. Like, so I had someone ask me, and I was like, they're like, hey, do you want to have a few BKFC fighters? And you could be like a stable that we use from Ontario. And I did a little post about it because I was like, who's interested? Because I think
Right.
it's not for everybody.
I might have one. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, I have one. I don't know how many more people are interested in it. Because the moment you hit someone with it's bone on bone. Something's splicing open.
Damn
Like,
right.
there's gonna be blood or a knockout.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Wow.
ring is pretty small. You can't tell because everything looks bigger on TV.
Yeah.
But when you're there, it's not like a ring rope. It's pretty much a cage, like a bar with padding around it.
Oh, oh,
And they
right,
tell you
right.
to line, yeah, they tell you to line up. There's these two lines in the middle. They're like, say, you can line up on the line and it's go.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. And you're close enough, man. You could probably slick in a jab right on that go. You know, pretty
yeah,
tight.
yeah.
Yeah, man. Um, um, no, the other thing I want to talk about too, man. Listen, you're juggling so many hats. Your promotion. How did this come
Yeah.
into your life? I'm going to start promoting and all that. And along with that, how does it feel to finally have Ontario open up to Muay Thai? I've said it 1,000 times, man. Coming out of COVID, Ontario is smashing it with Muay Thai fighters, events. I can't keep up, man. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
what's it like coming out of that and getting the promotion game?
Yeah. So it came about because Gerald, who's at Mafa, the owner of
Shout out
Mafa,
to Daryl, by the way.
uh, yeah, he's like, he's like, let's run a promotion. We go to all these cool promotions. Why don't we have our own fucking promotion? And and
A lot of work.
I even speak to this like even because usually we do if we'll sort of like parade the fighters into the ring, ask everybody to sort of like leave at the beginning of the event. And I usually have like an opening sort of speech that I kind of give to people. And often I talk about like I got to travel around the world. I did like China, London, Bangkok, and stuff. And I was like, I want like a cool show for other people. And I say like a big thing as a fighter is sometimes you're like a you're not treated the best sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You're just like you're entertainment for everybody else. So it's
Right.
really big on like I try to give the fighters as much attention like as they can. Like anyone who comes on the show, I always tell them like you're gonna get a fight kit, so you get an outfit for that day, shorts, t-shirt. Um, we were feeding, giving you drinks after weigh-ins. And then all of our media, like photos, videos, everything, I share it with the guys like on their own accounts too.
Nice. Nice.
Um, I don't know. Just remember back in the day, you'd go fight, you get your medal, and that was it. You go home.
And
And like,
not only that, I mean, sometimes even promoters. Um, I'm not going to name names, but I guarantee if you haven't fought on the promotion, you have people that have, and same with me, that they tell you straight out. Listen, the show. It's about the show. It's about
yeah,
the show, and you're like, what the fuck, man? There's no show without us, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
okay, thanks for letting us be farm animals so you can make a paycheck.
for
But
sure. I think it's been crazy. I think. over the we were on our we're going on to our fourth show in November for Prestige and
The fighting series, yeah.
Prestige Fighting Series, yeah.
Beauty.
Um, I always talk about like we've built up because we just started like fourth show is pretty new, like,
Yep.
but I feel like we're moving quickly. Like
Looks
I
like it.
want to be like one of the sort of top ones in Ontario. So like, um, I always say like every show we're using the same sort of group of people, whether it's like ring announcer, um, we have our like commentators, our live stream and stuff now. Like just trying to build everyone up together.
Yeah.
I'm really big on that. I want to grow everyone together
Yeah.
in this promotion. So
Yeah, for sure. If for any reason your commentators fall ill, I know a guy.
yeah. Yeah, so Bashar is usually one of our guys. It's like Bashar, Hani, Basil,
Yeah, you
which
bet.
is funny enough because all three of those guys are like same weight class, and everyone
Oh,
wants
no
them to fight
way.
each other.
No, no
But
way.
they're all buddies, so they're like a good commentating team. Like
Yeah,
they work
yeah.
well
If you're
together.
already friends, like it took me
Yeah,
and Kyle a few times to kind of mesh a little bit, right? Like, yeah, if you're already
yeah,
buddies, it's off and running.
yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And of course,
Um,
obviously very knowledgeable about Muay Thai, all three of those guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
But Bashar's most likely fighting main event on our next one, so I'll need
Nice.
somebody.
Nice. I know a guy. Um, and so how has that been being a promoter? Is it harder than you thought, easier than you thought about what you expected?
I think like the beginning is a little hard, like building up things because people are like, "What is this?" Or and there's so many shows happening in Ontario right now
Yeah,
that
yeah.
like people like to save their fighters maybe for certain shows or
Right,
their own show, which makes
right,
sense. I think that's a big thing that's kind of cool about having like our own show is like I can showcase like my sort of top guys, like match them against other top guys, or I've flown people in from the States
right.
to fight on ours, or like even Jenny Freitas has come over.
Mhm.
And it's like this is so cool. Like if you're a fan of fighting, I get to play like matchmaker now.
Right.
It's a good
That's
time.
probably the
I
best
like
part of
it.
the job.
Yeah. There's obviously expenses and money associated with things, but even the other day, Gerald and I were meeting, just talking through November show, and I was saying there's some things that we're gonna do. It's kind of like costly, and he's like, "But we don't do this for like we like money is good, but
Sure.
let's put on a good show that people always kind
Right.
of like talk about or remember." I
Right.
think that's a important thing that we always try to like reflect on.
Right. And yeah. And then at the end, if you can put a five in your pocket, you get a high five.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. I hear you, man, for sure. And now I don't know about out there. I would assume it's a problem, but the other thing too would be like, let's say there's 3 fight cards in 5 weeks. You got 16 fighters here, 16 fighters here. Sorry, guy, there's nobody left.
Oh yeah. Because
Is
then
it
someone will message, right? They're like, "Hey, do you have people for our show?" And it's
right?
like, "I'm running thin."
Yeah.
Um, the one thing that's kind of cool about this like the other league, like the feeder league, is sometimes we'll throw in. I'll talk with Sax. Do you have any like guys who are green or like willing to get their first fight in type thing? And maybe I can give up some of those guys for some of those shows. I
Yeah.
always like to try to support where I can, especially if it's guys who've supported with our shows
Sure.
type thing
Sure.
too, right?
It has to be that way.
Yeah.
It has
You
to.
scratch my back, I scratch. But
Right.
like they're also realistic. Like sometimes if I don't have anybody, I'm not gonna beat around the bush and make you like, oh man, I might have somebody. I'm just upfront with it. Say like, honestly, everyone's kind of busy right now, or
Yep.
like I don't have
Yep.
anybody. So
Yeah,
yeah,
sorry, man. Is that a legit issue out there about just the amount of fight cards? Like, is it something
yeah.
everybody, not just you, but everybody's kind of got to juggle?
I think so right now. There's
Yeah.
like a show almost every weekend. Like
Yeah, man.
there's
Yeah.
one time before the summer. I remember Saxon coming up to me, and even off there's two coaches and myself who run the team who will kind of be like, "Are we off anytime?" Because we were doing like back to
Right.
back weekends,
Right.
and I was like, July August gets a little slower, and let's not run too many shows. We'll start up again in September.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Let's gear down for a little
so
bit.
yeah, so and it's just nice. Enjoy the summer, like
Damn right.
even for the fighters, go enjoy the summer. Be a normal person.
Right. And even for myself, as maybe not the business owner, because a lot of people leave for vacation, but when you're
Yeah.
teaching, I teach 3 classes Monday, Wednesday, and I teach 2 classes Tuesday, Thursday. I can do that standing on my head. So it's a vacation
Yeah.
for me too. I can, slow down a bit before we kick it back up.
Yeah.
The other thing I got to know, how do you have time with all this? and run a ridiculously awesome social media, man. Your social media.
Ah, I felt like this was gonna. I was like, he's gonna ask you a question about socials right now.
You're damn right. You're damn right. How
Yeah.
do you, first of all, how long? Listen, man, I try to make these clips. They take me forever. They don't really get me anywhere. I try, but dude, you're hammering them. Like, are they easy to make? Like, how did you
I
come
don't
up with
know. Sometimes I'll just have an idea. For example, this morning I was training Yusuf, and a few people were there, and I was like, "Yo, come over here. I just need like a little video clip. I have this idea in my
the
head."
boxing one?
And not the boxing one was actually filmed yesterday,
Okay.
but the boxing
That was a
where
good one.
I kick Christian.
Yeah,
He's actually one of our boxing coaches at the gym.
I see.
So, um,
Gotcha.
I was messaging him. I was like, "Yo, can we do this sort of video where I kick you in the head?" He's like, let's do it today. And I was like, I'm gonna go to my parents' place later, so I'll stop by the gym. And we just did that. We had someone just shoot a few different clips and I pieced it together to make it make sense. And I don't know, I've gotten better at the edits. A
That's the way.
part of me talks about like to people. Um, I love, like we talked about, I want to be like a good trainer. So I
Yes.
love posting about like, and I'm doing a lot more now in my stories to kind of be like, I'm training people all the time,
Yes.
like morning, night type thing. So um, I post a lot about my training, but the shitty part is, or at least for my socials, is people love the funny stuff, right? Like,
Right.
and I'm pretty good. Like, I think I'm good at it.
You are.
Uh, so the funny stuff tends to do better.
Sure.
Um, but I like posting here and there about like training or an athlete that I want to like sort of highlight, because it is a big part of my life. I love like, um, not everyone who was maybe a fighter can be a coach or vice versa. Sometimes
Mm.
the good coaches were never like good fighters or whatever.
Yep.
Um, I love like seeing people grow. Like our guy fighting this month, like everyone in class or like there's a bunch of people talking about him this morning because they've just seen the progression over the last couple of weeks, right? Like,
Nice.
so it's
Cool.
a
Yeah.
big part of me for sure.
You do a good job of like from my point of view, keeping it simple, right? It doesn't have this crazy production. It's simple. And you're right. It's funny to the point, but it's also you touch a lot on a lot like nuanced subjects of Muay Thai that not everyone's gonna get, but you seem to
Yeah,
nail
yeah,
them all, man. You nail them
yeah.
all. So
You know,
yeah,
I did a recent one about jujitsu.
right.
Like
Yes.
when Muay Thai guys are showering and then jiu-jitsu guys are showering,
I sent
and my
you a
buddy,
message. Ah,
yeah,
brilliant. That was a good one.
Adam like he like bombed my ass hard as we're going to the shower, and and even the jiu-jitsu coach at our gym was dying. And last night, I don't know what happened. I think a fuse went off, and they were doing jits in the back with the lights off. So I go over and I was like, "Listen, you guys make fun of me because I post that video." I was like, you're training in the dark right now. This is why we post these things.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Did you get anybody throw any hate your way for that? No, don't do
Nah,
it.
they all just laugh about it. Like,
Sure. Of
I don't
course, it's
know.
just fun.
They know I'm just a joker in a sense, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, and I run the same joke in my own gym, like, because, strikers and grapplers, I love
yeah.
jujitsu. It's great. But,
Yeah.
if I see somebody that does Muay Thai and they put on a gi, I'm like, ew, what are you
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah. I think
If,
I put a gi on for a video once and people were like, what are you doing?
no, no, we lost one. Yeah, for sure. Or, that silly joke that everybody uses, about any sport. If Muay Thai was easy, they'd call it jujitsu. I dropped that in my gym when a
Yeah.
jujitsu guy's walking by. But I try to keep that fun little rivalry. Of course, I don't really believe it, but it's fun. Um, so now, how about some of your higher A class fighters? So I just realized we're over an hour here, man. I'll make it as quick as I can. But can you highlight some of your more accomplished fighters that you're working with right now?
Yeah. Um, Before I was like, and you probably familiar, Brenda was sort of like my first initial like top prospect person. She fought on like the road to one.
Yep.
There's that Pa FC show, that big girl
Oh
card that
yeah,
happened
that's
out
right.
in Calgary.
Yep.
She fought on there, and then Bouchard and Brenda now have a kid.
That's right. Yeah.
So they're both like my two top people.
Oh,
Like
nice.
they're both
Congrats to
playing
them.
professionally. But now they're being busy with being an adult and having
Yeah,
a kid
man.
and taking
Being an
care of
adult
that stuff.
sucks.
Yeah. Um, and right now I've had so Bashar's fought pro two times that we've talked about. Um, he's probably going to be fighting on the next Prestige Fight Series show. and we're gonna go from there to kind of see where if he's balanced out his schedule and everything. Um, we had a Dem. He's just been busy with like being a firefighter, which is great. Like because I want these guys. They need to have a career or like some sort of like projection of like I don't want the gym to be their only thing in life.
Yeah.
Um, so those are like sort of like the three top A class kind of guys. Now I have Yusuf, who's fighting. He's fighting down in Michigan.
Hmm.
Um, I have Diego. Diego fought a big show. He fought on our show against a kid from Ukraine. What's up with all these Ukrainian fighters? I don't know if you guys have this happening out in Calgary. We have this. I have two Ukrainian people, even in my own gym,
Yeah.
who they'll be like, "Yeah, I have three, four fights," and then they'll show me like a video, and these guys fighting bear shit MMA, like fight in Ukraine. Like
Yeah,
fighting
man.
is just normal over there.
Yeah. Yeah. They come in light, their light sparring is incredibly hard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
man. Their nails, they're
Um,
good. Yeah, buddy.
Diego fought a guy from Bazooka Joe's gym,
Oh, yeah.
like from Ukraine. He fought on our show, and we knew like, oh, Bazooka's like a big kickboxing. He did really well on Glory, right?
Mhm.
Um, so we just clinched him for 3 rounds, like, hammered out some knees. But he's going back to school in September. I think one of our biggest guys right now is Yusuf, is sort of the prospect, and then Nida just qualified for Abu Dhabi. She's going for the Waco Worlds. She
Wow.
did
Okay.
IFMA last year with the Canadian team,
Yeah.
and she's doing kickboxing this time around.
Okay, cool. Sorry, what was her name again?
Nida Uzaman.
Okay.
She's
Yeah. Nice, man. Nice. So I have a question for you. I have a bit of, I'm sure all trainers, coaches do, but when you're a fight coach and you being a fighter as well, so you have a real good insight to this, hey, man, this is my life. This is my life. Train me like crazy. Sure. I'll give up all my time and all that stuff, my resources, my
yeah,
money. Sure, sure. Okay. Hey, guess what? Yeah, I'm going to go do this thing. Now I'm going to play baseball. You're like,
uh,
fuck. Like,
yeah, yeah,
do you, it's part of the job, but
yeah,
do you struggle with that at all? Or do you know
yeah.
what I mean?
I think I've been in it, or I've been in this sport for, and I'm sure you've seen this too. Is like you come to realize that like members, life happens. Like they have kids, they go to work, they have
Sure.
school. Of course, you take things personal. Heck, I've had coaches that I've left in the past that
Sure.
took things personal.
Sure.
Maybe they post up something crazy
Sure.
about you, right? Human, right? I attended because I worked HR and in this this life, I attended like a seminar once, and this kind of stuck with me for a long time. That someone said like everyone's doing the best that they can. Um, so I think like what they're doing, whether I make a choice to leave to go to Mississauga, I'm doing the best that I can because that's what works for me.
Sure.
I try to think about that for like just members and athletes. Like they have to go play baseball.
Right. Right.
You've invested a lot of time. Maybe that's what they're calling is the time. I'm sure we'll still stay in contact in some way, right?
Sure. And
And you've
and
probably seen this, right?
of
You have
course, of
guys who go
course.
do stuff, they'll still
Oh,
appreciate you.
sure, sure. But you can't help it but like, but what about me?
Oh, for sure. You're like, fuck, I spent hours with you.
Exactly. Get my ass kicked. Remember when I had to go to the hospital? You kicked me in the face.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure. Well, and in a rough saying, like, don't attribute malice to what you can attribute to ignorance.
yeah,
Everyone's
yeah,
just doing their thing, living their life, right? Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
And I did a coaches clinic down at CSA gym a few years ago, and I always Kieran Fitzgibbons, he nailed it. He just said, "Listen, you're gonna miss birthdays, you're gonna get hurt, you're gonna miss all these things, and then those fighters are gonna leave and forget all about you. That's part of the job. And if you can't handle the job, don't do the job." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Man, that's gonna stick with me. I'll remember that. It's
Sure.
part of the job."
He's an OG. Like he's been in it for a long time.
Damn
Just some
right.
big guys, right? So
Yeah.
like he knows that's what it is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Wise words for sure. And
It's
I'm the
a
kind of guy, don't sugarcoat it for me. Just tell me, just
yeah.
so yeah,
It's a shitty feeling. I'm not gonna lie. Like
part of the
yeah,
job.
it's
Yeah.
part of the job.
Okay, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one who feels so bad about it then. No, well, we're getting near the end here. So uh I have some questions for you. Number one,
Yep.
who are your three favorite fighters of all time and why?
Um, I don't know if I have three. Okay, I could say one is Damian Alamos.
Damien Alamos.
Yeah, yeah.
Reach.
Right. So, and I think it's because when I started and I was like kind of like a Muay Thai nerd, I was like watching all these videos on like YouTube and stuff. And like he was like the foreigner who was doing crazy things out in Thailand,
Yeah.
right? So it was
Yeah.
like, and then it was cool. And this is a story I tell people all the time. We have a plaque. You might even see it on some of my like videos in the background. There's a poster with Damien and it has like a signature on it
Mm.
from when I was at Singpatom. That's the gym that Damien was at.
Yeah.
He wasn't fighting anymore, but I get to see him training. I was like, yo, this is the guy I used to watch on YouTube. And then he got to clinch with me. So it's like you get to meet your like
Yeah.
idol, you know?
Right. Right.
And when he was in Ontario, he was training out at Diamond Muay
Mm.
Thai,
Mm.
Tony's gym. And I messaged him being like, yo, you're in Ontario? And he ended up calling me on like Instagram. And I was like, I don't think this guy fucking remembers me. Like
Right.
it was so long ago. And it like I asked Tony, he's like, yo, he knew exactly who you were and stuff. So it's kind of like a cool story that way, right?
He
That the
remembers.
guy, yeah, the guy who I looked up to remembers me and stuff, right?
Nice.
And he used me throughout that seminar and stuff. And then I think another person I sort of looked up to or like worked towards like was really that sort of like I guess like Liam Harrison.
You bet.
He's a big like I guess outside of the Thai world, big
Yeah.
name, right? But I also feel like it's because of like his style, because that aggressive low kick sort of style, and I
Yeah.
felt like it was similar to myself, right?
Kill or be killed. Yeah. Good
Yeah,
call.
kill or be
Yeah.
killed type thing, right?
Yep.
Kill or be killed is very much a big thing that even like guys who were fighting in my generation, I say generation, but they said like that was very much Eric's style. He's either going to kill somebody or maybe he's going to die today.
Sure. Sure.
And like I don't know, that's what it was, I guess sometimes.
Yep.
I don't know if I really have a third person.
How about instead of a
Bunch of
favorite, who,
people.
who comes to mind? I always pick three because I just think, what are the
Yeah.
top three that come to mind that you just enjoy?
And, like even just enjoy watching.
Sure.
Yeah. I think a more recent one, and I didn't know who he was at the time, is Sajjad from Iran. He fights a
Oh,
lot
man. He's
on
been on the
RWS.
podcast.
Yeah. He's
Oh,
been on the podcast?
yes, sir.
Yeah. I
Yep.
don't know.
You bet.
Okay. So I
That
fought
lets me know you don't
Sajjad not
listen,
knowing
Eric.
who he was.
Sorry, I was just saying that that lets me know that you don't listen to the podcast.
Oh,
I'm
got
just,
booked.
yeah, I'm kidding, man. I'm kidding. But honestly, he had a great story about like leaving around
Yeah,
nothing,
yeah,
and like
yeah.
this is what. Yeah, man. Yeah, great. I'm a big fan of him. Big fan.
Mhm.
Yeah, good call.
Uh, Fought him when he was like young, and I fought his teammate maybe 3, 4 weeks before, and I
Okay.
was like, I'm gonna go like beat up this kid. He's young,
Right.
and he killed me. I didn't know who he was at the time, and now he's like a huge name, big superstar.
Wait, you fought Sajad?
Yeah,
Shut up.
yeah. While I was in Thailand, I did it like it was. You might see every once in a while I discreetly post about it. And I fought him on a weird show. It was like a China show, so I just have pictures from it. But the media went to like I guess China does different social media, right? Like I
Sure.
never got video of the fight, but he killed me with elbows.
Huh.
Like I didn't make it out of round three. I was just pouring blood.
Oof. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
That's a real one right there. Damn, I
that's
didn't
the
know
real
that.
one, right?
Yeah, one of my favorite fighters, man. He's so good.
Yeah, yeah,
All right, man. Couple questions for you here. Maybe a little
yeah.
bit deeper. Sorry, I just got whoop. One sec. Hold on, friends. I'm getting her done. Where am I? Mm-hmm. 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 Oh man. Sorry. One sec, friends. In the meantime, make sure you listen to that Sajad podcast. It was good. All right, here we go.
I
Um,
will. I'm going to now. I'm curious.
great podcast. What's the most chaotic thing that's ever happened to you in a fight or backstage?
Mm, in a fight or backstage. I don't know if it was chaotic in the sense that like there was a time that I fought in New York and the weigh-in and the fight were on the same day. It was a kickboxing show.
Okay.
Not a big a fan of fighting kickboxing style. My style is more obviously the Muay Thai
Right.
sort
Right.
of, but I took it just because we talked about this earlier. I just wanted to fight, you know?
Yep.
Um, I literally left work that day, went to the airport, flew, waited in late. Like my whole team was already there. I waited in late that day and fought that same day. Fight didn't go my way. It was against a guy from Uzbekistan, Zaruk Adashov. He's now fighting on like UFC.
Mm.
But it was just crazy in the sense that like everything was so like fast
Right.
paced. That
Right.
like it's not even ideal. Why the hell did I do that to my like looking back is like why I do that to
Right.
go and like fight like a killer, you know? But
Because
still,
the call came in, you answered.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Running out of the office, taking off your tie, putting on your tie shorts, getting greased up. Let's go. um, if there was one key thing that had gone differently in your career, uh, well, what do you? Sorry, I asked for a few fan questions here. What's one key moment in your Muay Thai career that sort of either pushed your trajectory or changed it immediately? Was there anything? I think of that fight with Michael Pham, to be honest.
Yeah, I was gonna say it'd probably be that Michael Phan fight, just because I think that was a big piece. Just even into today's world, social media is so big, but or the come up back in the day, there wasn't as much social media. People were posting maybe on Facebook.
Yeah.
There's some YouTube videos of people fighting and stuff, but like I remember that one, things went viral, and I was just like, yo, I gotta be serious about this.
Well, you know how you explained it to me when you were at my gym was, and again, I won't forget this, but when after the knockout from Michael Pham, when you're like, man, like fuck this, I'm done with this, and then reflecting, I remember you telling me, like it can't end this way for me. I
Yeah,
refuse to let it end like that. Get your ass back in there and fix this.
yeah,
And well, and to be honest, so since then I've been a real big fan of you because we had that conversation, and I see you fighting, I see you winning. I'm like, fuck yeah, man, you're doing it.
yeah.
Yeah, so that I could see how that would definitely be that moment. Um, if you were forced to train a fighter for a world title using only one drill, what is it?
One drill
One
for
drill.
world title.
Yeah.
Can I lump the right kick, or assuming he's orthodox? Of course, there's southpaw people out there, but it'd be
Sure.
knee hand, rear kick,
Yeah.
and rear kick, I guess, could go low or body or head.
Okay. There you go. So if you're fighting one of Eric's guys for a world title, watch out.
Yeah,
Well, that's kind of your
like
style, right? Like the hands
that's
to
my
the kid, right?
style.
Yeah.
But it's a thing that like I ingrain in people is like, sure, there's always going to be that guy or not that guy. Everyone has their own identity as a fighter, you know? Maybe they're throwing like like a side kick or they like spinning stuff or whatever.
Yep.
But I always will be like, at least for the way I train people, is like go back to your basic.
Yep.
Like basic is if you can touch them with that lead hand, everything else comes out after that type of thing, right?
Good
It
call.
could be their jab to rear, jab to lead side, and then you start breaking matrix. It's like left, 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 left,
Right.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
No, that's good.
but I'm big on like I'll yell at them back to basic. So
Fundamentals, man. Yep.
yeah,
That's what wins fights. Yep. Good call. Um, what's one thing holding back Canadian Muay Thai fighters from truly breaking through to the global spotlight? Is there anything you can without getting yourself in trouble?
I don't know. We could always argue like politics because that's across the board. Everywhere there's politics.
Yeah, but you can argue about that
I
till
yeah,
you're blue in the face.
till forever.
Yeah.
I think one thing, and I've had this talk with even promoters within Canada and the States, is there's not enough. Sometimes like some coaches don't even know, not hating on coaches, but some coaches don't even know trajectory or how to get people to certain places. So
Hmm.
it's like if there's not enough of those guys, how are we supposed to like keep leveling
Yeah.
up our playing field, right? I
Yes.
think it's gonna come. Maybe some of like the dinosaur people who are slowing us down, like we'll just
Sure.
we'll uh we'll kind of step back and then we can keep moving forward with things, right?
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. And I mean, again, we don't have to get into it, but for me, it's like every province has, I mean, every city for that matter. But in the meantime, to keep it simple, every province has its own set of rules or illegal things, or you can't do this here. Like,
Yeah,
man, until we get on the same board, it's gonna be hard.
yeah. But the real I've talked to people. It's not just here in Canada. It happens like a lot of places. There's more
Yeah, of course, of course.
fight culture for sure in other parts of the world. Like, you know, other parts. Even when I was in like Malaysia, they freaking thought like I was like a celebrity. And then you come here and no one gives a shit. Like
Yeah.
there's like people who go and win gold at IFMA. I trained with Riley Foden back in the day,
Yep.
and like this kid was like a superstar.
Yep.
Like would go and win golds in the juniors all the time, and then comes back here, everyone's like, "Good job," give you a
Yeah.
little pat on the back. Other countries, you win gold, you get money, they take
Yeah.
care of you, like
If
you get like a residence that you live in for the year, you
yeah.
know?
Yeah, no, for sure.
So
If anything, and I'm not going to call out the coach. He or she is gonna listen to this and know exactly who it is. But for even the fact that like, so we had the WBC Youth World Championships just out in Calgary here, and
yeah,
I remember seeing this coach just with this garbage face on. I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, these people want to be world champions, call themselves world fighting champions, but they're too scared to take their shirt off. Like, how can you be a Muay Thai world champion if you're too scared to take off your damn shirt? And I was like,
yeah.
whoa, easy, but it's true. You know, I know, I'm definitely butchering it, but you're right. Quite a few other places get these celebrations for these things, where here it's called toxic masculinity. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. It, yeah, good call. We need to celebrate this instead of yeah, bro. This is a 10 podcast. Let's move on. Politics,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Um, how about opponent's perspective? Let's take overall. What do you think your opponents would have to say about you and your fight style?
I've heard it from past opponents. I don't know that I hit fucking hard.
Sure.
Yeah. And I'm aggressive. Like I think that's like notorious across like people that even if I won or lost to them, like that's sort of a takeaway that I always and believe that's my style.
Yeah.
Like not everyone can hurt people.
Right. That's true.
Like
Yeah.
some guys just win on points or technique and stuff, right?
Yep.
That's fair.
Play the
Like
game. Yep.
I remember being in a fight and one of the coaches saying, "You gotta knock them out." And I sat down with them, I was like, well, we know he can't knock a guy out. He doesn't have that kind of like power.
Right.
Some people for sure can knock a guy out. Like you kick a guy in the neck, they're gonna go
Sure.
they're gonna go down. But I
Yep.
just mean like especially in that hand, like that you're gonna hit somebody, it's different, right?
Yep. Yep. Good call. For me, it would be you're harder than a coffin nail, and your legs are distractingly massive. They are so big. Have they always been
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah, so like people ask like do you work? I did do like a leg workout the other day, but I don't really it's just genetics. I don't know, the Portuguese horse legs or something.
Bro,
I don't
I'm
know.
jealous. I want to be Portuguese. Legs like that, man. Um, who's one fighter that you fought with or trained with that you've went, hey man, I'm gonna steal that.
I think we're gonna if we talked about on the podcast earlier, Jake and his toe stabs
Yeah, yeah,
definitely started making guys do a little more like annoying toe. Not it's not for everybody. Some people
yep,
don't like doing it, you know, but
yep.
some guys that do like it. I'm not big on like I don't want everyone to be carbon copy, like
Hmm.
be you, but like they'll try to teach little different things. It's take what you like, right? And
Yeah,
I've seen some guys love doing it now,
yeah,
and
yeah. You bet.
it's annoying. It hurts.
And with the yeah, with the rise of the Japanese kickboxing, you know, it's
Yeah,
become very
we're
popular.
seeing a lot in one championship right now.
Yep,
Even sort of that, it's like almost like a snap kick type thing on some of the guys are throwing out now.
yep, yeah. You bet. Yep. Right, the toe stab. I remember again Chris McMillan because he trained with Jake way back in the day for a long
Yeah.
time. I remember like telling Chris like you know like we're talking about strategy. They were sparring, and I'm like, well, have you tried clinching him? Like, how was his clinch? And he's like, I don't know. I can't get close to him. I try, and I get toe stabbed. And I remember he had a bunch of bruises on his stomach. It looked like cheetah print.
Yeah.
Every time I get close, it hurts. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a hell of a move, eh?
Yeah.
Um, what's something that you yell in the corner that sounds simple but has a much deeper meaning to you and your fighters? Like, so is there, you know what I mean? There's a couple buzzwords, uh, or something that you repeat often that your fighters always know. Eric says this.
Uh, I don't know. I've had like a well, there's definitely ways that I talk. Like if it's like sometimes they think I speak like broken English. Like I'll be like jab tipa, and that'll just mean like it's like jab. I want to do a tip and like a strike after,
Right,
but it's
right.
just a noise. Like I'll be like tipa,
Sure. Everybody
It's
else,
like whatever happens after keep is up to you type thing is what I tell them. Like,
yeah,
so I don't know.
yeah. Oh, that's great, man. Good. That's yeah. We every fighter coach has that relationship where there's a few buzzwords that only they're gonna know.
Yeah.
Makes sense. If this is an interesting one, if you had to fight somebody 30 pounds heavier than you tomorrow, which
Yeah.
fighter right now would you say yes to? Is there anybody out there
Um,
bigger? Like, man, I'd
I
love to
would
do it.
fight Kieran Kettle.
Oh, Battle of the Balls.
Yeah, Battle of the Balds. We always argue who is number one and number two of the bald guys. Him being
Oh,
the senior, he's number one. But if it was based on looks and appearance, I'd be number one.
well, listen, man, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Talking to you, I've
Yeah.
looked at the wrinkles on my forehead and looking at your beautiful shiny head, man. You're gonna have to teach me something, bro.
Yeah, I did. No, I did. I don't know what it was. Like I got home from the gym. I was like, need a shower, shave, get ready for this podcast.
Oh, looking good, buddy.
Yeah.
Um, Beauty, man. I think. Oh, couple, just fun little rapid fire ones here.
Yeah.
Um, Elbows or knees,
Elbows,
pad holding or sparring,
sparring.
train in Thailand for a year or fight in Lumpini once. Kind of did both.
Uh, yeah, I would do both, but I would rather do time for the year.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hit hard or never get hit.
Hit hard.
Yeah. Canadian fighter everybody needs to watch next.
Pardon?
Canadian fighter that everybody needs to be watching next.
I mean, I think everyone has eyes on Jake right now.
Yep, that doesn't count.
Yeah, it doesn't count. Uh, I don't know if you want to talk for my gym. I'm telling you, this
Do it.
kid Yusuf who's fighting, he's gonna do well. So
Beauty. Yusuf, great. Good answer, man. Um, right after you win by knockout, what's something that you say to your opponents, whether it's in the back or in the ring?
I think I'm a respectful guy. I'd probably like good fight or something. Like I've never been that asshole. It's that I guess that being a martial artist in a sense.
Sure. Yep, I hear you. Yep. 5 rounds or 3 rounds?
I could do both. Like
Yep.
I like both. There's both different rule sets for
What's your
sure.
preference?
I like fiver.
Yeah,
Like I'd rather do. You saw. I'll go 5 fucking rounds.
like an animal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. RWS or one championship?
Mm, there's a good debate going on now, eh?
You bet. You bet.
Honestly, okay, I'll say why I like RWS lately
Hmm.
is like there's just more like variety in a
Yep.
fight. Whereas
Yep.
I find one championship I'll watch, but there's like guys I want to watch or specific fights
Right.
I want to watch. If you're watching a whole one championship night, no offense, but some guy will just throw on hands and see who's gonna go down type
Yep.
of thing.
Yep.
Um, so maybe that's the why I'd rather watch like an RWS show
Yep.
because I just get to see and appreciate it a little more.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. And then from my point of view, not that I asked you the question, but I'll just answer it myself as well. But
Yeah.
I'm starting to have an issue with one championship and forget all their according to social media struggles. I don't even care about that.
Yeah.
But it's like it's hard to follow. Like you're bringing in new guys for world titles and then they win and it's like, whoa, where's that guy? How come
Yeah.
Spino's not fighting? And it's like I don't know. Like I want to watch a fighter and follow their journey or several, and it just doesn't really seem to happen with one championship.
Yeah. Like
It's
someone will disappear for a while. And they're like, what's
right,
happening with this person?
and then there a debutante comes in and fights for a world title and then wins, and it's like man,
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's hard to follow. And for that reason, right now I'm preferring the RWS, and like you mentioned too, like and again, this is just me. I'm not speaking for anybody. But sometimes, like you mentioned, one championship feels like an eggshell. That's Muay Thai, but there's nothing in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're
You can
missing,
watch one night and first fight, second fight, third fight are almost very some like it's just two guys.
yeah, getting wild. Yeah,
And you're like, okay.
right,
Which is cool if you want to watch sometimes. But
right,
I don't know if you're trying to take certain things from to build for the sport or like train people,
right.
then it's like not maybe the best to study all the time.
Well, and I think you hit it on the head sometimes. Like when you get a good fight card, but you get one or two fights like that, that's really exciting. But let's
Yeah.
be real, when you're used to that all the time, it becomes less exciting. You
Yeah.
know?
I
Like,
used to get up on Friday mornings. I'm watching like one Friday night fights,
You bet.
and and then this was earlier days, and I was like, nah, I just feel like I'm watching the same shit every Friday.
Yep.
So
I agree. Yeah. So
like
now, now I watch certain fighters. Yep.
yeah, certain fighters.
Yep. Totally agree. Last one before we kind of wrap it up. And I'm sorry, man. This is an hour and 35 minutes. I'm sorry, bro.
No
Um,
worries.
you being a coach, listen, I respect you as a man. I respect you as a fighter, and I very much respect you as a trainer. So I'm listening. Give me or everybody as a trainer, what's one piece of solid advice you could give to all trainers out there? Maybe they're not as good as you. Let's say underneath. Maybe not talking to people who are better per se, but
Yeah.
up and coming trainers. What's some real advice that you could give them?
Um, well, I guess like we spoke to like obviously have a basic rule set or framework that you want to go off with. But I think a bigger piece greater than that is maybe like, and you've seen this even as your own self as a coach, is like I think getting to know the athlete and what works for them
Yeah.
helps. It's like it's sort of that extra piece, you know. There'll
Yep.
be times that like we're done. We sit on the ring and we just chat, you know, or we all like just happened last night. There's like smaller group is fucking so hot. And I feel for them when it's hot. I don't want to like kill them, not
Right.
push them.
Right.
Then we all just sat around in a corner on the said like we did abs, brought everyone together, and we were just like talking. We're like, well, what do we want to do? What's coming up? Just regular life stuff. I think
Nice.
it helps, you know, it builds
Build that
that
bond.
trust with your athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that was brilliant too, because I think newer coaches make everybody their style. And then
Yeah.
and then as you get better as a coach, you realize everybody has to be different. You got to train them different. They're maybe he's flexible, he's not. She's fast, he hits hard. Maybe she's a little weary mentally, about getting hurt. Where this guy is Eric and doesn't give a shit. He's coming straight ahead. So I think that's the best advice. Honestly, is don't. Nobody's in a cookie cutter's position. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
You got to learn your
Yeah.
fighters.
And just the fact that you mentioned like he is like even and I don't want to frame it as genders, but my experience is like girls are different from guys, and
Yep,
just like to get them ready for a fight, you like having to know them and be a part of things like helps get them into that ring, you know?
that's right. That's right.
And I think that's a part of knowing your athletes.
Yep. I literally call it like my fight crew, my dysfunctional family.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
see all emotions. I'll see you happy. I'll see you sad. I'll see you hurt. I'll see you cry. I'll see it all, and you'll see it from me as well. And things that my home, my wife and kid don't even see. Right.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's quite a bond. All right, man. Somebody. So listen, they see your beautiful head, your beautiful beard. I'm a little jealous. I can't grow anything like that. Where can people come and find you to train specifically?
Yeah. So right now I'm at Mafla in Mississauga in Ontario. Um, I do hopefully next year is maybe the plan, have my own gym, and as that goes along, you know, I'll be on social media
You bet you
and
will.
I'll be posting about things, you know. So
Nice, nice. Any sponsors?
uh those spots. I obviously when I was a fighter, much more well sponsorship spotlight. Now I'm just a regular dude.
I hear you, buddy. Where can we find you and Prestige Fight Series online? Where can we follow the journey of
Yeah.
yourself, your training, and the fight cards?
So myself, Rocha, Eric, there's like underscore at the end for Instagram. Um, on Facebook, I used to be Eric James. That's why everyone calls me Eric J or James sometimes, but I'm Eric
As you
Rocha
are right now,
on
I can see on the
Facebook. Yeah.
name thing there.
Does it say Rocha on this or
Eric
James?
James. Yeah,
Oh, it does say James. Yeah.
yeah.
I think that's through whatever email I log on. And on Instagram for Prestige is Prestige Fight Series. Our next show is happening in November 15th. So
Beauty.
Um, there'll be lots of lead up to that one as well. I have some big names on it. So
Awesome. Looking forward to it, man. All right. Very, very last question. Everybody gets this question. You only get one shout out. One person gets a shout out. Who is it?
I want to say shout out to Gerald Chain, like my coach.
Beauty.
He's a big platform for myself as a fighter and now even as a coach and promoter. He's been a big support for me.
Nice. And clearly a good relationship there, long relationship you guys have. That's good. Yeah. Shout out to Gerald. All right, man. Anything else before we're out of here?
No, that's it. It's been a pleasure, man. I loved it.
Beauty.
I told you I was like I want to do this podcast because I love chatting with you. So
Yeah, you bet, man. You bet. And me too. I was excited to catch up again. It's been a while. All right, guys. So listen, I just put out the Morgan Pulio podcast this morning. Give me a few days to get this one out. I still got real life to have happen, but we'll get the audio out as soon as we can. And other than that, man, I'm hoping I can see you in the next few months. If it's not in Alberta, maybe out in Ontario.
Awesome. Hope to see you soon, all right?
Hey, if you need a guy, call me Teddy. I know.
Yeah, you're
All
my
right.
guy.
All
All
right,
right.
man. Thanks very much. I'm sorry we went overtime, man, but great chat. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
No worries.
All right,
All
man.
right.
Talk soon.
There. Bye.
Later.